To register as a ProTrainings instructor is a simple process. Now you go through this process whether you're a new instructor and you haven't actually completed your course with us yet, or you're an existing instructor and you've already qualified, so you've got your certificates. So what we're going to do is have a look at the process on what you need to fill in. So on the actual site, you'll see the registration page. The first bit, you just put your details in, so your home address, town, information like that, and also your date of birth. We do need your date of birth because you're going to be registered as an instructor to teach regulated qualifications, and one of the requirements is that we have your date of birth. Also mobile number and email. Now your home address we don't display on any sites, no one will know that. What we do have is your business address. Now if you don't have a business address and you're just working from home for now, then put your home address in the business section as well. It's just purely that we do need to have an address there because that's where we can communicate if we need to send you anything. So this is your formal address, and also how you'll be found on search engines where we're using our pro courses, where we list your courses on our system. People won't turn up at your home for training. It's not anything to worry about usually. So just pop the information. So on this section, this is the publicly displayed. So start with, it defaults as a yes, but do you want to be publicly viewable for skill evaluations? If you're running a business, yes. If you're a company and an in-house instructor, you may not want to be visible on that side. So again, here's your formal names. Again, you can put it up top, but your first name, surname, organisation. If you haven't got a company name at the minute, just put your own name in there. If you haven't decided what your company's going to be called, just put your name is fine. Website, if you've got one, put that in there as well, just so we can have a look at the website and then we can give you help and guidance on your course as well. So business address goes in on here. It's important to make sure you put your address in accurately because our system will geolocate you. Now that's important because if you want to do day rate work for us, if we want to give you work or inquiries, things like that, then we need to put literally a pin on a map so that we know exactly where you are. So you get the courses and the leads that come directly from your address. Lower down, you've got sections on here about day rate work, so how far are you willing to travel, so you can literally click that and it goes 75 miles upwards, or you can hit anywhere. So this would mean that if you click that, you can set what sort of geographical area that you would get information on any sales that are coming through for day rate work. Also, if you do blended skill evaluation pricing there, you can put it in. If you're not sure what it is, then you can leave that blank. This would be where you do a skill evaluation for somebody. So it's often something you can just put a basic figure. It won't be not that common, but you can put a 0 in if you're not sure. Types of courses you teach. Now this drop down menu here would be in-house only. This would be if you're working for a company and you don't do anything outside that company. So all of these students you're ever going to teach work for your company. The reason we have that is that then we don't then publicly display your company information and centre information on our website. There's no point because it's just inside your company. Second one is in-house and private. So this would be maybe a company who might have a first aid course, for example, running, and 6 of the students from their company, but then they want to outsource and try and sell spaces to fill up that course from other people. Or it may be that they're running a mixture of both. So sometimes companies inside for your company and sometimes outside. If you're an independent first aid instructor, then set private. That means that it's a private company, therefore you want to be advertised on all of our system. Now here, you then just fill in the other information, just literally just work your way down the list. So, do you want day rate work? Are you happy to do assessing? And just hit yes or no on these and you can just change it around. Put yes on there and you put the amounts in. When you answer some of these, it will come up with another drop down menu. Going down here, you're available to teach during the week, available to teach at weekends. Again, you just hit the yes or no on those. So just go work your way through each one of those. And the reason we ask those questions is that sometimes we get courses coming in that have to be taught over a weekend, or it might be a course that's broken down into a couple of evenings. So the more information we have about you, the easier it is that potentially we can find work for you or sales leads that you could then sell to. Dedicated training room and mannequins, these are just to make sure you got them, because as a day rate type instructor, you're going to have access to mannequins. So if you haven't got them, then that type of work you wouldn't be able to have. Trained with ITG, it just means that we can link your ProTrainings registration with the fact that you've done a course with ITG instructor training with us. Also here is VAT registered. Now that's important. Maybe to start with, you're not VAT registered. You can always change all of these settings later on, because when you start listing courses on the system, it might say your course is £75, and then it will add the words plus VAT if you're VAT registered. And that's really important for transparency with your students and also companies, because they know they can then claim the VAT back. Smallest size you're willing to teach, I mean, I would just set that at 1. It doesn't really make a lot of difference because there's lots of jobs come through, and it may well be, I mean, I've taught an FAW course just for one person. It's not easy, but you know, the company just paid for the entire group, so you know, it was fine as far as I was concerned. Here we've got the certificate delivery. Now what I would do with that is always stick that on the digital. We are going to be phasing out hard copy certificates soon, but you know, it's just really a matter of companies and want digital. It's much easier to do, it's quicker, nothing gets lost. You can instantly give certificates out to people just by going onto your dashboard. And if they want a hard copy certificate, then why don't you print that out yourself? So literally get some good quality paper, print it out, and then charge them for it. So your courses, you just quote them as always including free digital certificate. If they want a paper one, you charge them extra for it. The last little bit here is just where a discount code, so it would default a code in there, but this discount code is something you can give away to your students. A logical thing might be to put your company name in there or something like that. You can always change it, you can add more later on. This would mean if you gave that code out to someone and then they went on and bought e-learning from us, then you would earn 40% of that money. So you know, it's quite useful to get that set up. And then finally down here, you create your username and your password. You need to make sure your password is a strong password, and there are some requirements with that, but yeah, just make sure you set it up. And then this little tick box here is to receive weekly training video updates by email. It's worth having these because it just keeps you up to date more with what's going on, and then literally every Monday morning you'll have an email in your inbox of a subject of the week, which is always good to then put on your portfolio to say you're receiving these to keep your CPD higher. Finally, just agree to the terms and then hit the sign up button. And that's pretty much all you need to do to register. Now, if you haven't done your instructor course yet, that's where it will stop. We'll then process that and get back in touch with you. If you have done your instructor course already, you'll then need to send over, upload your certificates to us. We need your teaching qualification, something like your AET, your first aid at work or your exemption, so it may well be you're a nurse or a paramedic, and any other certificates, and you send those through to compliance@protrainings.uk, and then we'll get those processed. Once you've got the centre set up online here, the next thing is the payment page, and you can actually pay for your centre. You can do that now, or you might want to do it after your course. It's up to you. And what we'll then do is we'll process that and get set up. Any questions we have, we'll contact you. But once you've got set up and you're paid, you'll then access to the full dashboard, and on there you'll be able to use all the material. You'll see PowerPoints, you'll see everything you're likely to need, and also you're set up as a salesperson, so you can actually earn money on your commission sales as well. If you've got any questions about registering, you can always just get in touch with us.